Stand by to stand by. Stand by to stand by.
Hi, hello, and welcome. Doing this thing finally for everyone and myself. This is Stand By to Stand By, a podcast about the live events industry and the people that make that happen, backstage to onstage. A catchphrase to come in the future. I am your almost reluctant host, Stephen Covey, and I'm here to bring these conversations to you. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. We'll see where the future lies as far as intros. But for now, I got a conversation with a longtime stagehand, union member, all around kind of funny guy, David Camp. He's going to tell us some stories. He's got some funny ones. He is gets himself in more situations than most, but I think it's a good way to start this show. Kind of lighthearted, easy, funny. Let me know what you think. If you have stories to share, if you want to tell me anything, I got an email address to do that through. Standbys at standbytostandby.org. That's right. Standbys at standbytostandby.org. Send me a voicemail, email, your stories, your thoughts, your opinions, and we'll go from there. I'll pop them in. I'll have some merchandise, some swag. Everybody likes swag, stickers, maybe something, socks. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. We're just getting started. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Thank you for finding me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. And well, you know what? No further ado, let's get to today's guest. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, me and David Camp.
Stand by to stand by. Stand by to stand by.
Yeah, it's where everything led to now. Everything did lead to now.
That's what makes it all so cool. And that's what makes everybody's path so cool. And that's what I want to talk about more than anything. Like, I get, like, even coming in today, we're like, oh, stories, even like a worry about remembering certain stories. And really the story is like all these fucking weirdos and different types of people,
Right, I mean,
find some path in this thing. You sort of have roots in this world, and there's so many different avenues and different routes into it and out of it. That as your mom's a photographer around celebrities. What's your dad doing?
So my father got a temporary job in the 1950s, working for a company called Daisy Fabrics.
Oh, okay. There we go. Here's the connection.
And they made fabrics for all kinds of draperies and upholstery, but also they were before Rosebrand. They were the theatrical fabric manufacturer. As a matter of fact, Daisy still makes most of the stuff that Rosebrand sells as theatrical fabric.
Oh, no shit. Are they still around today?
I believe they are.
Under the same name?
I believe they are.
No shit. And
I gotta
before
look it up.
Rosebrand, because that's the name.
They used to sell a lot of stuff to Rosebrand.
I want Rosebrand as a sponsor, right?
Yeah, there's kind of a weird story about them. They kind of did some whatever. But
did they do some shady stuff? You don't got to say details or whatever.
Yeah, I forgive. My brother forgave them, so I forgive them.
Okay. Oh, between you and your company, not
yeah. I'll tell you in private later, maybe.
That's fair. That's fine.
But whatever, it's all forgiven.
They're one of those companies that really is like the name for it. It's like the Kleenex of fabrics.
Exactly.
For years.
Exactly. But they don't make those fabrics. They just resell them.
They don't even make. Oh, okay. That's interesting too.
Mostly, my dad was mostly selling fabrics to for corporate draperies and things like that. But he got he was a salesman for the Southeast for Daisy Fabrics, which was a big deal because they were a huge deal back then.
Yeah.
And
it's a fourth of the country.
So in 1969, the family drove up to Orlando to meet his big client, which was Walt Disney.
No shit.
And it was 1969. Disney World didn't open until 72. So when we first went to Disney World, it was this giant hole in the ground.
Yeah. Because he bought all the property first. I mean, for a while first.
But then he dug underground Disney's like twice as big as Disney.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They don't let the photos of that come out really.
Right. Like and I grew up in underground Disney. I was there like once a month or twice a month for all of my youth.
Well, I
It's
can't
crazy.
imagine how big of a contract that must have been to get.
Well, that's the thing. So he got a big contract for all of their fabric.
They fucking
and
have a
then
lot of fabric.
In 1972,
I'm blown away. So to get a contract like Disney, that must have been the biggest thing they could have
yeah,
got.
now I'm sure,
right?
but Disney called Daisian Fabrics because Daisian was the supplier, and my father, that was his territory.
I wonder if it was like a lot of money or if it was still so early because like he bought all the real estate real cheap.
It was
'cause
it
no
was
one
early,
knew.
and I know my father didn't get rich from it.
I bet they could have charged way more.
I mean, Daisian might have gotten rich from it. I don't know.
All right, interesting. All right, so big contract, and then the whole family's living there because it's such a big contract. You guys,
Well,
are
we're
there.
not living there. We're living in Miami.
Oh, but you drove up to Orlando.
We drove up to
You
Orlando.
brought the whole family.
Well, because we also went to, that was July of 1969, and guess what happened 2 days after that?
Of July of '69, was there we hit the moon? What,
We hit the moon.
Hey.
We got to drive over and see the moon launch.
no shit. Hey, right there by Kennedy Space Center.
Yeah.
Did you see the launch?
I saw the launch.
with your own fucking eyes.
with my own eyes, and I can still
Wow.
I can still feel it. It's so that Saturn V rocket, I can still feel it in my gut to this day.
I'll bet you were way closer than they let people get to now.
No.
Also,
Oh,
no?
maybe.
I'll bet,
maybe.
because they didn't.
We were on a boat in.
Oh, yeah, it's probably even better.
Yeah, and I think it's closer. I think they don't let you get as close in the boats anymore either.
Oh, that's cool as shit, man.
Yeah, it was cool.
I want to see a rocket launch anyway. That's great. It's always a cool story to hear, but nothing replaces the idea of you seeing the one that went, the first one.
Oh, I know.
Like
It's
that's
awesome.
fucking historic, man. Like that's real fucking
And I plan
American history.
I plan on going to see the next moon launch if I actually am alive for that, which should be very soon.
When was the last time we were on the moon?
1972.
That was it, right? We
I
did
was
it
there.
and we're done.
We did it. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, I heard talk about it. That's crazy. And you gotta go. You saw the first one, you gotta see the most recent one.
That would be cool.
You gotta be
See,
there.
like 50 years apart.
Fuck yes, man. Not many people can say that for any of that. That's pretty
I
neat.
know.
That's a neat one.
I know.
I like that. It's not even diving deep, and I'm already. It's kind of cool. All right, so your dad's working for this company. You guys are in
So
Orlando.
anyway,
Big
okay. So
company.
1972, they partnered with a company called New York Flameproofing, who they were doing business with,
Makes sense.
and they bought. There was a company down here in Florida owned by this guy named Charlie Kenny, and he had been around since 1927. The company had been around.
So he already had his company.
He
That's
had his
where the
company.
Kenny name comes from.
Charlie Kenny.
Hey.
Now Charlie Kenny was retiring in 1972.
Okay.
So my parents and this guy from New York, who owned New York Flameproofing, named Jim Belmont, they decided to buy this company name because it had a good name, and he had a lot of clients. What he did was basically stage draperies and rigging. My parents basically started running that company in 1972,
I'm listening.
and it's okay. I'm pausing so you can edit out the noise from the background noise.
Oh, yeah. Gotta keep nicotine in my system. I can't function.
Absolutely.
Trying.
So that's how my parents got into the real stage installation business.
Big deal, right?
So
I mean,
my parents had to hire the people that had done the installations, and they hired this guy named Dick LaViolette, who happened to be in a part of the local stagehands union, Local 545.
Hey.
And Dick LaViolette bought
of
in
him.
this guy, this young kid who was reputed to be like a famous cat burglar and shit, but
wait a second. Who's this cat burglar?
but there's no proof of that.
Okay. Time has passed.
And he was this young Cuban guy named Suarez.
Hey, I've heard of that guy.
And anyway, I was
How old are you at this point?
12, 13, 14.
Okay. So not looking for a job yet.
Not looking for a job, but kind of, because I had dreams of being a famous jewel thief. Or not famous, but just a jewel thief.
Oh, wait a minute. The cat burglar
Yeah, that
and
played
the
into
jewel
it.
thief.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
I've seen
well,
that script.
Anyway, because Murph the Surf was one of my heroes. I met him, by the way, with David
Who was your
Zuckerman.
hero?
Murph the Surf. But he turned out...
Murph the Surf.
I found out later that he was a scumbag. They made a movie about Murph with Robert Conrad starring as Murph.
As Murph the Surf?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He was a cabana boy in the Fontainebleau, where I used to basically live because my parents had a cabana there, but I didn't know him then.
Fancy.
He was already in prison.
What happened to
Yeah.
Murph the Surf? It's a
I don't
stupid
know.
tangent, but
He went to prison
got a catchy name.
for murder. Apparently.
Murpher. You got it right.
He gave it for Murpher.
Murph the Surf.
For murder. And then he got out, and he was living in the same building with David Zuckerman, and I met him in David Zuckerman's parking lot.
Holy shit. So you have a lot of small world stuff happening.
I always have that happening.
All pulling you into this fucking weird ass business. So there's an archbishop story.
Oh, that was awesome.
Please tell me.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. This is one of my many most embarrassing moments on stage, and also one of the funniest. It wasn't really on stage, but
Embarrassing is
okay.
great, though. Embarrassing.
We were doing a show in the year 2000. It was the 2000th anniversary of Jesus for the Archdiocese of Miami and also the Catholic Church in general.
Sorry, did they call it the anniversary of Jesus?
The 2000th they call it the 2000th birthday of Jesus.
Okay. Just hearing it as an anniversary is pretty funny. All right,
yeah.
please. I'm sorry.
The birthday.
I'll try not to keep interrupting.
I don't know what year Jesus got married. What day? So
Was
I
it
can't do
his
an
anniversary,
anniversary.
his birthday?
Anyway, it was his birthday. 2,000 years of Jesus, which was a fascinating show. Like 20 or 30,000 people at the convention center. One of the speakers was Archbishop McCarthy.
Okay. Where's he out of? Where's he bishop
He's here.
out of?
He was
out
here.
of South Florida?
South Florida.
He's a South Florida bishop?
South Florida.
Very good.
Yep. Archbishop.
Archbishop.
Which is like one step below a cardinal, I think.
I don't know the whole hierarchy
Neither do I.
of the church. I think I did once upon a time.
You probably did. I did too once. Anyway.
Archbishop, higher than bishop, almost a cardinal.
Something like
This
that.
guy's a big deal in the
This guy's a big deal.
in Catholicism.
Okay. He's really well known, very popular. So now they had a room for the bigwig speakers that was actually on the third floor of the convention center. Now this convention center is totally filled up with people as the speakers are going. And you know how big that place is, 1 million square feet. So we're talking at least 20,000, maybe more people.
Yeah.
Okay.
You put a lot of
So
people in
now
there.
I was one of the A2s, and I had to set up the microphone for his dresser to put on him. Nobody can be in the room when the Archbishop is dressing. Nobody can touch him once he's dressed. That's not a,
that's holy, bro.
it's all holy shit.
Yeah.
Very
Holy
important.
shit.
Exactly. Holy shit, this is holy shit.
All right, so the dresser takes care of it.
I spoke to the dresser very clearly where to place the microphone, how to make sure it's on, how to put it in his wraps, where to put it. The guy repeated it to me, was clear. By his questions, I knew he was smart.
I'm surprised he hadn't done it before, though, right?
He didn't say he didn't.
would
He was just
imagine
like,
he
I
would
got
have.
it.
Yeah,
He gave me the, I know.
Okay, yeah,
no,
there you
I got
go.
it.
Sure.
Okay, so now about maybe 10 minutes before, and we told him, make sure it's on 15 minutes before. We have hours of battery in this.
And you have no reason to doubt any of it, right? It sounds like he's
so now
done it,
about 15 minutes before we notice his microphone is not on.
You're not getting any signal.
We're not getting a signal.
Oh, boy.
Which we should have because the room was line of sight, even though it was like pretty far away.
The receiver should be picking him up by now.
Right.
Oh, boy.
So now 10 minutes before
10.
the sound guy goes, something's going on. It's not on yet.
Yeah.
Run up there and check. No, I have to literally run.
Hey, down to 10 minutes, man. This guy. Yeah.
So I run into the room and he's in there alone.
No dresser.
No dresser.
Just the Archbishop.
Just the Archbishop.
Oh, boy.
And I say, did he turn the microphone on? He goes, he had an Irish accent, and I can't even pretend to do it, but he was like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, well, you got to get him fast because he goes, I don't know how to get a hold of him. He doesn't have a cell phone.
Oh, boy.
And then the Archbishop kind of does like a double take, looks around, he goes, look, I won't tell if you won't.
All right, that's nice.
So now he literally lifts up his fucking robes.
Uh-oh.
I'm on my knees in front of him.
Oh, Jesus.
The robes are down, so all you see is him with me, with my feet sticking out. And I'm trying to dig through, trying to get to the microphone.
And then the door was not locked, was it?
It was not locked. And Archbishop McCarthy says, if somebody walks in right now, I'll have a lot of explaining to do. And he started laughing and I started laughing. And it was like it totally relieves the tension. It was one of the funniest things ever.
It's that kind of shit is the best.
Because he was totally breaking the rules of the Catholic Church by letting me do this.
Aware of the absurdity
I finally
of it
reached
all.
into his, where his rap was and found the thing and turned it on and got on the radio. It was on. And he and I were still laughing, tears coming out of my eyes. I mean, he's the Archbishop making a joke about getting a blowjob. Okay?
Right.
And it was fucking awesome.
Yes. Just for you. It was not for a crowd. It wasn't for people. It's that break the tension.
Right.
I know this is weird, but you would not expect it from.
I didn't expect it. And it was so totally great. And to this day,
beautiful.
I have love for the guy because of that.
Course.
Because he was real. He wasn't like putting on an air. He didn't care about the 2,000 years of tradition. It's like, go ahead and fucking touch me,
It's where we're at. Yeah. What's
right,
going to happen?
just make it happen. The show
okay.
must go on. Make it happen, which is that's my motto in life,
Come on. You know what I mean? That's right. He walks the walk a little bit.
He does. He was real, but it was so funny. Just, he's making a very sensitive, sexual, inappropriate joke.
Oh, it's provocative.
Which was so great, you know?
Oh, no. It's
because I live for
perfect.
that. I live for inappropriateness.
Oh, and you are the guy to receive that joke for sure.
Right.
Like, to take it the right way.
Imagine minutes down there.
Oh,
doing,
totally
you know.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know. But no, to get a good laugh out of
Now
it.
it's like, I don't even think I'm doing that.
What? Did you say?
I'm sorry, I shouldn't. I edit that name out.
Of course.
Okay.
I've had to take his name out of every show so far. Don't you have another miking up like a politician at the convention center embarrassing story?
It wasn't the convention center. It was at the Fontainebleau Hotel.
But it was a politician.
It was a politician's wife who became a politician.
Okay.
Her name was, I don't know if any of you heard of her. Her name was Hillary Clinton. Yeah, maybe. Maybe you still remember her.
She created email.
I don't want to go there.
I think that's what she did.
Anyway, so this was in the 1993. She was campaigning with her husband before he became elected president, just before.
The saxophone player.
That guy, yeah.
From Arkansas,
right? The guy who plays sax without inhaling.
Yeah, he was cool.
Anyway, so I walk into a room, and she wasn't the first lady yet, so the Secret Service stayed outside. It was just me and her in the room.
Was she the governor's wife at that point? Was he a governor?
She was the governor's wife.
Okay, so still
yes.
pretty, you know.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
Pretty big deal. And she was also pretty famous. She'd been on the Watergate committee and stuff. She was a lawyer. And she was.
So she should have some security, not Secret Service,
whatever.
but there should
whatever.
be. Right?
I already passed all the vetting, so I'm good.
Okay.
Which I still do to this day for some reason.
Oh, well, good.
No, I should. I do. I've been always good with the politicians.
But they vetted you, so you're in the with Hillary and no security?
No security. Just me and Hillary.
Hey, there you go.
Okay, and she's going over some paperwork at this big long table. She's just sitting at the head of the table. And I said, Mrs. Clinton, would you please stand up so I can mic you?
That's polite.
Okay.
I hate these situations.
And she's like, do you mind? I have to finish this. Do you mind doing that while I'm sitting down? And what am I going to do? Argue with her?
Mic her up while she's sitting?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Right. Not easy.
It was the early 90s. I wasn't that experienced.
Right,
I would have insisted that she stood, probably now.
No, it's hard to do.
It's hard to do. You know, she asked a question. I thought I could do it. I didn't think it'd be a problem.
No, it's hard to be insistent about things like that.
Especially to someone that's,
Yeah, it's always hard. The A2 position, that miking up people thing is one of the hardest.
I love doing that, though. I love being an A2 more than A1.
Yeah, I get it. But it is a weird position to be in with this, like I'll do it sometimes with the ballet and just even there, I know the ballerinas and stuff, but going in and out of their dressing rooms and things.
Yeah, and I still ask, is it okay if I do it, or do you want to have a woman do it?
I walk in backwards, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But putting your hands on different people to mic them, taping on, clipping stuff. But we did a quick change where the dude's dropping trow and he's in his underwear. We putting a mic on.
Yeah.
There's so many. It's such an awkward.
I think I might have done that one with you. Remember?
Yes. West Side Story, I think.
Yes. I did that with you. I just try to focus on the professional part.
That's all you can do.
I'm putting a microphone on a body.
And that's all it is. And ultimately, right. And that's how you get through it. But it's not like anything else. You're not touching other people in any other position. That's the only time you're actually hands on.
Unless you're a makeup artist or something.
Yeah. But most of the time,
but
hands aren't going on.
What you and I do, it's the only time we touch people. Yes.
Right. I think
and sometimes in very sensitive places.
I know. It's funny how that works. But now you're in the room with,
now I'm in the room with Hillary
Clinton of all people. So it's not just a ballerina in a dressing room.
Right.
Which
it's
has
the governor's wife who by all polls is about to become the first lady.
Right. A known entity in the world of politics.
And so I'm leaning over the table, the end of the table, trying to clip the mic on, and I have to lean a little further, and I lean a little further. And I just leaned a little too far, and I fell right on top of her.
Did you?
With my right hand squarely on her left breast.
Come on, man.
And I couldn't move.
Oh my God.
It's like without pushing off on her lap or something, which I didn't want to do. And I'm trying to move.
No, she's sitting and you falling on top of her. You're in a horrible position. Yeah. What are you
and I'm trying to struggle, but gently because I don't want to hurt her. And I'm trying to but I can't move my hand off her breast because then I would fall face first into her cleavage. What I do, I finally got one hand and pushed against her
crotch.
Her not quite her crotch.
Maybe
I don't remember. Yeah, maybe it could have been.
So I figured if I pushed off
I finally got myself up, and I turned red, and she turned red.
Oh, good.
And we both looked at each other, and then she kind of broke the tension by kind of smiling a little bit. And she said, because she'd asked me my name when I first walked in, she said, "It's okay, David."
Oh, nice.
Yes, it was very cool.
See,
and then she said, "I guess I should have taken your advice." And then she stood up.
Yeah,
and then
realized that's why.
Then I marked her. And it was funny as shit. Anyway, so that's how I got to feel up Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, not many people have gotten to feel that boob. I think she lets everyone feel the right one, if anything. No one gets to feel
this
the
was
left
the left
boob.
one. Yeah,
That's pretty good. It's pretty special.
But she was very cool about it.
That's awesome. That the being cool about it part is the coolest part. Because
Yeah.
again, it can be I don't even know. Like you just like that's all it should be. Is like okay, it's a fucking moment. I'm sorry, excuse me. It's okay, whatever it is.
Yeah, but it's like I didn't just fall on her. I fell on her with my hand.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
firmly planted on her breast,
a
and there was
lot.
no way to move it off for like about 3 seconds, which
like
seemed like
what-
an hour.
like, but what's the other side of it? She screams and yells, calls for somebody. I mean, there's definitely I think the most
There
common
are women
is,
that would have done that.
I think the
I'm
most
sure.
common is something happens later. Like you don't hear nothing happens right there. It's just sort of a kind of moment. They don't say it's okay or anything.
Right.
But it feels like nothing. But then
it feels like nothing. But then all of a sudden you find out you're not allowed in the Fontainebleau again.
that's right.
Yeah.
You've been banned from the building because
Yeah.
blah, blah,
But no, she never said anything to
That's
anybody.
cool.
And she did later on when I saw her smile at me and I smiled at her.
You had a little moment.
We did. I don't know. It was about that and just her being, a moment of recognition too. But she was cool.
That's pretty cool, man. So what other? Give me another. What do you got as far as like, because the celebrity stuff is funny to me because it's such like it's our
celebrity
job
stuff
is
is great.
Our job is a job, but there is this like weird intermixing with celebs all of a sudden and
well,
things.
like at the James L. Knight Center once,
yeah.
I'm pushing a huge road case, which was taller than I was, filled with lamps. I could barely get it rolling. I finally got it rolling, so I'm pushing it forward.
Can't see it around the front.
Can't see around the front. They have like an elevator they have to get it into, which I know you're aware of.
Oh, wish I wasn't.
And so I finally get this thing rolling, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I'm trying to peek around the side. I see two people walk right in front of me, and so I got to grab the handles and plant my feet into the ground. And it slid for a little bit, but it stopped before it hit them.
Oh.
I didn't see who it was, and I said, "What are you, fucking blind?"
Nice.
And then they turn around, and it's Stevie Wonder and his handler.
Not nice.
And I said, "That's a Stevie Wonder," but he just gave me the big Stevie Wonder smile and the head shake, and turned around and kept
Oh
going.
my God. You yelled, "Are you blind?
Are you fucking blind?
Are you fucking blind?" They say he might not be as blind as
I know,
people
but who
say. So
cares?
maybe he saw the box. Maybe it was a setup all along.
Maybe it was.
Oh my God. At the Night Center's had a few cool moments. That's a funny venue because like it hosts such a weird variety of shows. It's such a weird spot anyway. And it's like amphitheater, indoor hotel type of, nothing else really like it. But I saw Sting do a show there. And I'm not a big Sting fan or whatever, but a lot of music I don't have to be a fan of, but something about the live performance of things and it's awesome, man. I'm not even a big fan of like musicals, but I can get goosebumps off that shit. So Sting is there. He's doing a closed door, it's radio contest winners or something like that.
Okay.
It's an audience of like 12. It's
Oh, wow,
so small.
that's
It's a
awesome.
small, intimate little acoustic, him on a stool by himself doing his thing. And I got to sit up, out of sight, out of mind, up in the far seats or whatever. And just to be there and be a part of it. It wasn't anything crazy, anything special really, but it was special. Like there's 12 people here. It felt,
I totally get it because
it was cool.
I had an
It was-
experience like that at the same exact venue.
It felt good.
And I still get kind of goosebumps when I think about it. Linda Ronstadt was there, and she was doing her mariachi tour. Okay,
I didn't know she did a mariachi.
Oh, it was so good.
Really interesting.
Oh my God, you should check out some of the music.
I guess I will.
It's online.
All right.
Okay, and she was doing the mariachi tour. Now she didn't want anybody to be there during her sound check.
Okay.
So they clear out the whole room. They told everybody to take dinner out in the lobby. Okay,
Not even essential, like just bare essential, like one guy at the board.
One guy at the monitor board, one guy at the sound board, and just in case something fell down, 1A2.
That's it.
Me.
Oh shit! Everybody else out, but you're here as a just in case.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely,
so
lovely.
they told me just to be close.
Oh.
I asked her manager
Yeah.
if I could just sit in the audience, and watch the show. I'll be unobtrusive.
Yeah, of course.
And he asked her, and she looked at me, and she said, "Yeah, that's fine."
Oh wow.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
So now she did her entire set with nobody in the audience.
Nobody.
Except for me.
Private
and the
show for you.
entire time she's looking me in the eyes and singing it towards me.
You were it. You were
Because
it.
I'm sitting in like the third row, so I got better sound.
Yeah.
And I mean, literally almost as close as you and I are now.
Dude, that's
And it was
Once in a
it was
lifetime.
one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. And she literally looked into my eyes the
Were
whole
you
time.
just locked in like that with her the whole time?
Yes.
Like, oh, how do you look away? You don't. Like, you just lock in.
Yeah, at first it was like one of those things where I was almost embarrassed and trying to look away, but I
Right.
couldn't.
No.
Where else am I going to look? And
You
it'd be insulting to her if I looked away.
Yeah, you get
So
locked in.
I'm
Oh,
just,
it's
it was just me and her eye to eye for an entire set. I'm talking like a half hour, 40 minutes, something like
that
that.
long she did? Was more than a song or two?
She did her entire set for sound check.
Come on. That's, what a moment, huh?
Oh my.
What a moment.
Because she had an hour because they were all at dinner.
That's the best
It
thing.
was like one of the most wonderful perks of this business I've ever had.
And it's a perk of the business. Because how else are you going to have that moment?
I was going to have a one-on-one show
How?
with Linda Ronstadt.
You're not. You're just not. Unless, I mean,
literally one-on-one.
oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta pee real quick. Hold on.
Go ahead.
That's awesome. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
That's okay. So, that's we definitely get perks, you know.
There's some stuff like that. It is the entertainment industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so often, and that's why I'm enticed to talk to people and do this whole podcast, is because it, like anything, can feel like another job. You get into the day to day, you know, and it's just one day after another, and you can let that.
It is, but I disagree. It never feels like another job to me.
No, it doesn't to me either. It started to, I think, before the pandemic, and I think that time off really opened my eyes to how cool and how weird and how fun and of a job this really is, man, right?
Yeah, we choose our own hours. No, we don't feel like working this week. Hello, Union Hall. I don't feel like working this week.
There's huge freedom in all of that.
Yeah.
And our office is different, you know, performing arts venues around the fucking world. It's, you know, all these things, and tomorrow's going to be different than today. And
Oh, this is really the only job I could have kept for all these years, for
it's
sure.
perfect for me, man. I would have never known it. I had no idea. And thank God I fell into it right after that Sting show, basically.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that was the end of the 90s, man. Just no idea. But yeah, it's a cool job. And it brings in such cool people, because it does take a certain type. You got to handle a certain level of insanity.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the hours get crazy fucking weird.
And also people do this that can't do anything else.
There's some of that. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
But then you got a lot of really smart specialist artists, you know?
Right, but once again, they would, a lot of them would have a hard time in the corporate world. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you what, doing corporate AV is close enough to the corporate world for me.
It is for me too.
No, I can't.
I mean,
do
the
it.
only reason I stuck with corporate AV through the union is because that's where the money is, and I seem to have a little bit. I have a little bit of talent for it.
Totally get it.
So I can do it.
I get it. Oh, I get it. Only reason I don't do it is because of those perk special moments, which happen in corporate AV. But to me, corporate AV starts to feel kind of the same, you know, like one show after another, they kind of blend. One dentist conventions, another beauty convention. It just starts to feel the same. But
it's still different. We're not working for the same people, and we don't have the same, you know,
it's still better.
Dynamics of, you know.
But for me, I wanted the arts. I love the performing arts stuff so much more than I ever thought I would.
Yeah.
But I just like that energy backstage. I like the being around and helping performers. I like
I do too.
The creativity. I like the time crunches. I like the problem solving. Like, I like the theaters, man, which is, I guess I'm coming to terms with that. Like, I like it. I really do. I really enjoy that whole world, man.
Yeah.
And it does pay less, and it's got its problems for sure.
Sure, but you know, we could easily get jobs where we're making $150,000 a year, but we wouldn't be happy.
Wait, how easily? Pretty easily?
Pretty easily.
Oh, shit, I might even know.
Yeah.
No, it's a great job. It's a great career, man, right? Like, you've made a whole life out of it. Like, look,
right.
you know,
and where I wanted to end up, and I hope I can make this last, because, you know, you never know from day to day with this job. But I wanted to end up at the Fillmore. I figured that was a job I wanted to ride into retirement, and maybe I can now. I have a chance. You know, it's like I had a goal and I made it to where I wanted to be.
Oh yeah, and going in all different directions in the meantime, like you know, taking the work as it comes and all that.
Right, but it's funny. Is like the music actually.
That's a good place to ride.
Is not what brought me into it. It's so weird. It's like I was working on a film, and one day one of the guys I was working with, I was doing special effects on an HBO film.
Okay.
Which was pretty cool. We got to blow a lot of shit up.
That's fun, right, dude? And what an intro that is too, to be like, God damn, we get paid, and probably paid very well, right?
No, not me.
No, oh well, no, yeah, that's too bad.
I was considered a special effects
grunt
PA. But it was still fun.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Anyway, one of the guys I was working with in that film said, "Hey, look, we're off this weekend. I got a gig on Saturday. Do you want to join me on it? And it pays really well." And it was basically working on the audio department of a corporate show at the Fontainebleau, which I had never done before.
Oh, interesting.
And I was
Okay.
like, oh, wow, this is, and I did well, It was all open reel tape recorders back then in 1980. And
Okay. So it wasn't like you went into doing like the working with bands. You weren't
I was doing that, but that was a separate thing because I was in the bands.
but film was really the thing. And this movie business. And then that led you into live.
And then also 1981. I mean, it was also working with bands because I got a job in a recording studio in 1981 recording all the punk bands in Miami.
Okay.
Which, still some of the records are worth thousands now. It's crazy.
Listen, worth nothing. It's fucking cool ass memories, man.
Right.
I mean, what a time.
Is.
What a time and what a scene to be
That's
a part
how I
of.
really learned audio too. And that's why when I joined the union, I told them, hey, audio is my thing. And you know what they said? They said, okay, but you're going to be a carpenter in the opera because you're going to really learn skills.
Yeah.
And thank God they did.
Yeah.
Look what, that's 35 years ago. Look where I am now.
There was more of a training setup like that where it was a general
you
training.
have to do a couple of years as a carp, a couple of years as an electrician, whatever. And
get a sense of what's going on. It's good to know like what the other people are doing, what else is happening on stage.
I mean, I toured with the Miami City Ballet as an L2, you know? What the hell?
But then to drift in, and then did you do a lot of movie work after that, or once you kind of started doing live shit?
Not a lot, because I started doing live stuff with the opera, and got in the union late 1984, and 1986 I got into the. I got into Iatse via 477. I was a charter member.
Okay. Oh, when did they start? Because they started during Miami Vice, right?
Yeah,
or because of even,
86.
Right? Talk about fucking wild times. Goodwin Sr., which I think we can tell because it's a story, is basically the start of Cops. Like
it is,
right? And it's connected to Miami Vice.
It is.
God, I got to find that dude. I bet I could sit and talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some fucked up stories. Man.
Okay, now listen to this.
Crazy.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Ricky Goodwin, who's Mike is his dad.
Yeah,
Mike is his dad.
All right.
It's okay. No, it's fine.
Okay.
This is good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Mike is his dad.
Yeah.
So his dad was arrested.
Just don't get me killed.
I won't.
All right.
His dad was arrested on the first episode of Cops, basically, with
Geraldo Rivera. Yes, the Geraldo show. But dude, that's crazy. So that during that time of Miami Vice, you got characters like that are literally like moving way more than just like a little bags of things.
No, he was selling kilos.
Big time to where they're getting busted on camera on a TV show and stuff. So it's like, that's what's going on then. It's Miami. It's the 80s.
Yeah.
It's fucking, it's just wild. So,
I mean, and to give him credit, Mike Sr. always said that it was kind of a setup, and I believe him.
Oh, listen, I'm not saying...
They didn't really care about busting. They wanted to bust somebody, and they just made it happen.
I'm certainly not saying he's guilty of anything or anything. I'm more just saying that the atmosphere at the time was definitely that kind of atmosphere, right?
Right.
It was way more wild and crazy.
Yeah.
Can you think, as we wrap up here, of a story from that time that just stands out as fucking...
Oh, God.
I know. I'm trying to think of a way to narrow it down more. Maybe not Miami Vice. Maybe...
Because I really didn't work on Miami Vice.
Something with one of these guys that was just like a Trice type or one of these guys.
Okay.
It's just so over the top.
Andy Giamenko?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
God rest his soul. Good guy. I like him.
Okay, so anyway, now I'm the steward of the convention center, and a show comes in called Urban Something. It was basically all these billionaires that were buying up land in urban areas and making, the first smart city things and all that. It was a show for billionaires. It was super uptight. We all had to wear suits and ties the whole time.
Oh my God.
One of the most uptight shows I've been ever at. Okay?
Suits and ties for everybody on the crew?
Everybody on the crew.
All right. I've heard it. I've never had to do that.
Yeah, they did that a few times at the convention center.
Snooty.
Well, this is what the show wanted, and that's what they want. That's what they get,
Yeah. I want extra money for a wardrobe change or something, right?
Well,
something.
I was
wear a costume.
We were making a lot of money.
If you got to wear a costume, give me $50.
So now I had one set of breakout rooms that was basically being handled by Andy G. Minko, rest in peace.
Andy G.
And Joe, I can't think of his last name.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Names are bad.
He's passed away too.
Yeah.
Things were going very smooth.
Okay, good. It's a good start.
I had not taken a break. I mean, I'd gotten some, time off at night, maybe 6 hours a night or something. We were on turnarounds. We were all kinds of things, maybe 8 hours a night, but barely had any sleep.
Yeah.
Finally, things were running smooth. I could get out for lunch for the first time, take a real hour lunch.
Take a breath. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went out. I'm finally relaxing, having a good meal.
Right. Finally out of the building.
Okay. I get back into the building.
Jesus Christ.
And it's like, okay, everything's been so smooth. I mean,
Right. What could be wrong?
All of a sudden, I have Jim Dalton, who was the actually steward at the Blackie Gleason, running up to me, goes, "We have a huge problem."
Huge problem. Oh boy. Multiple fires.
Okay. Apparently, Andy Giamenko bit this woman's ass.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And they called the police.
I mean, come on. Of all the problems.
Now, I call Andy.
Bit her ass.
And
Unreal.
Andy's almost crying. "Where are you, Andy?" He's like, "I'm about 3 blocks away."
Oh, he knows he fucked up.
He goes, "I ran away because Jim Dalton told me to call the cops."
Oh, my God.
And he said, and then I was going so fast, I ran over one of those barricades and I ran under my front tire and flattened it, and then ran over my back tire and flattened it. So I'm 3 blocks away with 2 flat tires and I'm stuck. And the police are coming. What do I do?
I knew this guy. Oh, my God.
Okay, just hang on, Andy.
What do I do?
It turns out what happened was he and
So
Joe
stupid.
were just,
They were bored.
they were bored. They had been apparently on this super uptight show running cookies up the escalator rails, racing them. Like, how can
Oh,
you race?
God,
they
they
both
were-
go the same fucking speed.
That's that no sleep boredom you just start doing.
Right.
But you got to control yourselves.
So
These are grown men.
these 2
by the
women
way.
that Andy had been dealing with that were in charge of, these women were in charge of like these 6 or 8 rooms or
Of
something.
course they were
in
the women in
quadrant.
charge, especially.
Of just those rooms. And so Andy had been dealing with them and had been friendly with them and they'd been friendly with him.
Sure.
I mean, he was a cute guy, you know.
Yeah, but there's okay.
Anyway, but he,
There's friendly and there's
so now Andy says something when the 2 women walk by. He's like, "Damn, I'd like to bite one of them on the ass."
sure.
So what does
As
Joe
you do.
say? Joe says, "I'll bet you $5 you won't."
$5. Well, shit.
So Andy runs up to the woman,
Runs up to her. Oh,
says
no.
to her, "Listen, I'm just kidding. Don't worry about it." And he pretends to bite her on the ass. Doesn't actually touch her ass,
Yeah.
but bends down right next to her fucking skirt,
Right. With
and chomps down like within an inch of her ass.
and with no further explanation.
With
either.
no further
That's
explanation.
crazy.
And then turns out that her husband was a police captain for
Sure,
the city of
of
Miami or city of Miami Beach or something. I mean, a real bigwig.
Pretty much the worst person's
Pretty much the
wife
worst person's
you could
wife.
fucking play
So
around
she
with
calls
like
him, and next thing you know, there's all these cops coming over.
that. Fucking Christ. Unreal, man.
So now the general manager comes up calls me up to his office,
Oh, it's a big deal, right? I mean, the cops are there. So it's like, I'm sure
Right.
everyone's on fucking
and he says,
blame game.
and the general manager and I were on good terms. So he crosses his legs and says, "So David, you're the steward. It's your job to defend him. So
Please.
defend him."
Yeah, let me hear it.
And I'm like, I can't even, I didn't say anything. So I'm like holding my arms like,
Yeah.
So all I did is I defended the other guy because I figured I could save his job. I knew there was nothing I could do to save Andy's job.
Yeah. I mean, it's too.
He was actually, I think, the first person banned from there.
No shit.
Under.
Well, that'll do it. I mean, that's the way to do it.
And
Oh my God. What a situation.
anyway, he ended up not getting arrested, and everything kind of worked out. But
Except for being banned for life.
it worked out for the rest of us. I mean, whatever.
Oh my God. And meanwhile, the show went on,
The
right?
show went on fine. I mean, he didn't actually disrupt it. He just
Yeah.
did something very inappropriate to a very important person.
It's so stupid. Like, what
For
a
no
stupid
reason.
thing. Just boredom. Just the fucking Looney Tunes, stressed out boredom of the job.
I managed to save Joe's job, and that worked.
Yeah, it's a good batting
I
average.
said he didn't really mean it when he said, "I'll bet you."
Yeah. And he said $5. I mean, come on. Who's going to take that serious? Oh, apparently he is.
Apparently.
He's actually going to try it.
Andy just did it for fun. Andy, he would do anything.
Yeah, but shit like that's crazy. I mean, people do dumb shit like that. There was a lot of that kind of stuff you'd hear about of like almost like hazing type of stuff where it's almost, I mean, it's not borderline.
Oh, yeah, well, I got-
borderline bullying.
I got hazed a lot when I first started.
It was rough, right? It got better. That got better.
Tommy Ryan, oh my God, he fucking, rest in peace him. I like Tommy too, but
Yeah.
he did things like, my first ice show, I'm carrying these lamps across, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He acted like he was a road guy. He said, "You put that thing down, you slide it across. It takes too much time to carry it."
Oh my God.
So I slid it across. I almost got fired for it. Oh
Sure.
my God. it
What the
became a whole
fuck are you
incident.
doing? Why would you
Yeah.
listen to him? He's laughing his ass off.
He
Yeah.
is. He also, I was working.
I like that.
We were doing a
I-
Madonna show once at the Orange Bowl. It was a huge fucking show. And we all had to wait outside, in this back area and then come up on stage after, she was done. And,
What happened to Madonna?
well, first he tells the guard when he walks in, "Hey, that guy there, he's not with us."
Like, okay. And the guard takes it serious.
The guard takes it serious. Now there's a whole big deal for
Oh,
that.
Jesus. Yeah, yeah.
So now I walk out. Now some guy comes running up to me and goes, "You got to get me backstage, man, because look, I did this record." He holds up a record with my name on it that I had engineered. I'm like, "I don't remember you there."
What a fucking weird.
And it was some famous woman. I don't remember who it was now. God.
But of all things, that's I would almost feel
Another
like
small world shit. It was like 1 in a million shit.
Yeah,
He literally holds up a record that I engineered, and my name is on the record he's holding.
I would have been. Why are you showing me this? Like it's like a Nardwuar thing. Like why? Why do you have this?
It was so
How did you
weird.
find- That's fucking strange. Did you let him backstage?
No.
Psychopath.
I wish I'd taken the record from him because I don't have a copy anymore.
No, fucker. Yeah, you should.
And I think it was someone really famous now.
Oh my God.
I mean, like, because it was enough for him to show me to get backstage with someone that became really, I did a demo for her in this little studio in Miami.
I just wonder what he was trying to pull off. You know what I mean? Like what
He was
did
just trying to get himself backstage, and
you got to watch out for people, dude.
I don't let anybody backstage.
No, I don't fucking. I don't like doors being. I don't know. You got to just be careful. You don't know.
And then we'll come back to that in 1 second. But the last Madonna thing is, so now as I'm coming back in after I'd gone out again and come back, but this time I had my official pass, is they had this row of hedges, and I had to walk around, and I'm walking down this road trying to get to the opening, and to get into the backstage thing.
Okay.
Oh, now you answer the phone.
No, I'm not answering. Just stop.
Anyway, so all of a sudden this limo is racing at me, and it's fucking Madonna and Sean Penn, and I got nowhere to go.
Oh, it's during the Sean Penn era.
Yeah,
Oh,
and so
shit.
I had to dive into the fucking bushes and not get run over by Madonna and Sean Penn and the limo driver.
It should have actually. That would have been a better story.
I thought of that
maybe.
later. I know.
You
It was a good story and probably a great lawsuit.
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah.
Or I'd probably end up crippled, and I'm like, God damn it. Not that good a story.
No, well, and people ask you how'd you lose your legs, and it's not a bad answer,
That's true.
as far as that goes.
Yeah, how'd you lose your legs? And
I don't know.
hey, she gave me $100,000 for it. Like, no.
Yeah, I don't know how far that gets you.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
It's a
But
good
you know what I
story
mean?
at the bar.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, buddy. Listen, we're going to pick up more. There's so much more I want to talk to you about. Thank you for your
Okay.
time. Thank you for coming down here and
All right.
sitting with me
My
and
pleasure.
talking.
My pleasure.
It was easy, right? Pretty.
This is great.
Not
Yeah, we'll do
bad,
a start.
Kind of casual.
I didn't
stories.
get kicked off like I did the last radio interview I was on. So.
No, nothing too out of
This is
control.
radio, so I'm
nothing
allowed
too
to say
graphic.
whatever.
Yeah, I got the
Okay.
chance I can
Right.
take stuff out if need be.
Right.
But I don't know why you had your pants off the whole time. That was not necessary.
I didn't wear pants here. I just drove like that. So come on, man.
It is hot in here, so I guess it wasn't a bad idea. I might.
Right. Sorry if my balls smell a little bit, but
I might take my pants off now too.
no, not while I'm still here. This is.
I don't know. Still got some time left. Dave Camp, thank you, pal.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
Thanks again. You still here? You guys made it this far? If you made it this far, you think there might be something here, right? There's got to be something. Do me a favor and do all the, subscribe and like and rate and review. Send me an email again at standby@standby.org. Tell me what you think. If you think the show has hope, if you think this show should be put in the toilet, you let me know. Curtains up, curtains down. What are we doing? Anyway, thank you guys for making it through this. Thank you, everybody. And I hope to see you on the next one, which will hopefully be in 2 weeks. Thank you again. I really hope to talk to you all soon and keep doing this. I'm excited. I hope you are too. Thank you again. Thank you and thank you and thank you. All right. Goodbye.
Stand by.
Standby to standby.org.